Welcome to Studio D on the campus of the University of Oklahoma. This is Sooner Sports Pad. And now, here's your host, Madeline Roberts.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sooner Sports Pad. It has been a couple weeks since we have seen you guys at home, so we're ready to have a good, full show today. I am your host, Madeline Roberts. I'm here with my co-analysts, Kenneth, Adair, and Collin, Kennedy. And as you can hear, we have a live studio audience with us. Guys, who's joining us today?
Again, well, tonight we have our very own OU hockey team with us here tonight. Sport you don't hear a lot about, but they are here tonight, and they're going to prove they're a great deal to be watching.
They're going to be loud tonight. Also, for our special guests, we have two of our very own, Sam Brown and Kelsey Biggerstaff, are here to talk about how they balance being a student, a journalist, and a club sport athlete.
And later on in the show, we will show you what Pro Day is all about here at the University of Oklahoma.
And OU softball is already getting the brooms out in Big 12 play. We'll talk about their dominant performance a little later on.
Yes, we will.
This past weekend, the OU women's gymnastics team did something incredible, but at the same time, something that's honestly not that surprising. They won their 7th straight Big 12 title. You heard me right. 7th straight for the Sooners. On Saturday, the Sooners competed at Hilton Coliseum in Ames, Iowa for the title. The Sooners also won 3 of the 4 event titles. The girls also had tons of impressive individual performances, including junior Nicole Linderman winning the bars title, senior Stephanie Couture won Event Specialist of the Year, and Coach KJ Kindler won Coach of the Year for the conference. A great day for the Sooners, but they aren't done yet. They head to Minneapolis for their regional this Saturday, April 7th, to begin the NCAA tournament. And another huge award was given out to none other than Maggie Nichols. Unsurprisingly, she was named Big 12 Gymnast of the Year. Kenneth, tell us a little bit more about Swaggy Maggie's season.
I mean, there's not much more you can say about this young woman. She's pretty much done it all, except for climbing Mount Everest. I'm pretty sure she's got that planned for the next month. But once again, All-American, and it's in everything. Not 1 or 2 events, it's in everything. Floor, beam, vault, everything. I mean, it's just so incredible. There's nothing you can't say that isn't amazing about this woman. She's the best gymnast in the country, women or men's. I'm going to say all there. There's nobody even close to her standard or her status. And she is going to be the girl, and I know you're going to say it too, that is going to lead this Oklahoma team. She's only a sophomore, but she's going to lead them to yet again another national championship. 3-peat. Watch out for it. But she's going to have some help. And I believe you're some help.
Maggie Nichols is about as dominant of an athlete as you're going to find on this campus, but the rest of this team is pretty dominant as well. I've got my eye specifically on freshman Anastasia Webb, coming in straight out of high school and setting the bar high, literally gym pun. She's coming in and already named a second-team all-around All-American. She's one of 4 other athletes on this team not named Maggie Nichols to receive All-American honors. This team is dominant. They are stacked from top to bottom, and they are going to win another national title. You heard it here. Probably not first.
Yes.
I love what they bring to the table every single meet.
You're a clever guy with that pun. I liked
thanks,
it.
man.
I liked it.
Well, we've talked a lot about the women's team, and rightfully so, but we can't forget about the men's gymnastics team.
cannot.
They're also going for their 7th straight conference title. On Saturday, Sooner Sports Pad's Kyle Payne talked with Levi Anderson and Genki Suzuki on Kyle's Corner.
Welcome to Kyle's Corner. I'm Kyle Payne here with 2 members of the #1 gymnastics team in the nation, Levi Anderson and Genki Suzuki. Guys, you're heading into Colorado Springs this weekend. Are you guys excited about competing for another conference championship?
Oh yeah, sure, for sure. You know, conference and national, this is our postseason, which is very important for us. All the work that we put in this year it's just our way of paying off and just kind of enjoying postseason.
I think one of the biggest things is that this is also the first chance we get to compete for something that's real. You know, an undefeated season's great and all, but at the end of the day, you want to walk away with rings.
Levi, last week you were named the Gymnast of the Week for the 2nd time this season in a comeback victory against Ohio State. How did your performance sort of elevate the team to finish that comeback?
I don't know how much it really had to do with my performance individually. I think one of the biggest things is that as a team, we kind of just put our head down and went to work. We didn't care whether we were behind or not. We knew it was going to be a dogfight, and from start to finish, we kind of just kept trucking. If anything, that helped me perform individually, the fact that my teammates were right there with me doing it. And, you know, whenever we came up on the 5th, 6th event, I wasn't tired, I wasn't nervous. It was just kind of like, we're here now, leave it all out there, just give it everything I got, and hopefully it's enough.
Under Mark Williams, this program has flourished, 8 national titles, including 3 in the last 3 years. Is there a pressure for you guys to keep winning like you do, or do you guys all just love the drive and love to keep winning?
I think it's definitely a love for the drive. I mean, it's a culture and a tradition that's been just fed here, you know. I mean, it's just something, that's what we know. We know is to compete like we're second, and every single year is a new year. Every single meet is a new meet. Against anytime, any place, anywhere, we want to come out on top.
Yeah, everyone says, you know, they're 80-something win streak. That really doesn't really matter for us. I mean, it's important to, you know, keep winning, but like you said, 0-1 mentality. You always go into a meet thinking that you're always second, and just perform like we practice. That's what we do.
All right, thanks, guys. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
2 other Sooner teams have been busy since you guys at home last saw us. That is the OU softball and baseball teams. Kenneth, get us started with softball.
Well, I told you a month ago that softball was going to get back on track, and, well, they've done just that. This past weekend, they got their 20th, 21st, and 22nd straight victory. This team is incredible. In the first game, they beat Baylor 5-0. In the second game, they beat them 9-0. The third game was a bit closer. It was 4-1. Paige Parker and her backup minions are just dominating on the mound. And then you've got girls like Sydney Romero, and, you know, Shay Knighton, of course. And then the freshman phenom, Jocelyn Allo. This team is so much more poised than they were last year, and I know it's become a common theme with gymnastics, men's and women's, but you're going to see another national championship with softball too. Yeah. It's just inevitable. It's going to happen.
Than they were last year.
Well, they've got the experience, and they're not arrogant. They're confident, and I love it.
I got to tell you, OU baseball, however, had a pretty clean start to Big 12 play with all the sweeping they've been doing. They started out with series sweeps over Baylor and West Virginia, including a couple of walk-off wins. They've got a good mix of pitching and hitting so far, and they need that as they're going into the thick of their schedule. They travel to Oral Roberts on Tuesday, then head down to TCU to head down to Florida to take on the Big 12 Blue Blood TCU. I'm headed down for that series, and it's going to be a whole lot of fun, but I have a fun fact for you guys. OU made history as being the first college with 3 opening day starters to begin Major League Baseball season. Garrett Richards, John Gray, and Chase Anderson all took the mound for their respective teams and threw out the first pitch to start the season. What a way for OU to go down in the record books, making big-time news in the big leagues. Exciting stuff coming from Oklahoma.
It just shows how much talent OU baseball possesses. They're such a good team this year, but they've got to be able to do it on the road this year. That's going to be the key.
Who said this wasn't a baseball school?
No,
I didn't say that.
Not
he
me.
loves baseball. He loves
Not
it
me.
too much not to say it.
No.
All right, well, it is time for a break. But when we come back, Collin and Kenneth will debate which NBA team is the best fit for Trae Young. You're not going to want to miss it. Trae Young declared that he is a one and done, as they say. He is declaring for the NBA draft. So my question for you guys is, which NBA team will he be the best fit on?
You know, the team I think he'll be the best fit for is an up-and-rising team, a young team with a lot of athleticism. That's the Milwaukee Bucks. They have been playing really well all season. They've got the type of fit that Trae Young works for. They've got a bunch of athleticism. They love to run and gun, and they love to throw the alley-oop. I know they've got Eric Bledsoe, but he's kind of diminishing, and when you've got the Greek freak, Jabari Parker down low, you have a scheme for a guy like Trae Young to come in and just facilitate the ball like he did at the University of Oklahoma. And they also don't have that three-point shooter that they need or the point guard that can manage the game. Yes, Eric Bledsoe's good, but he's not good enough, and I think Trae Young will be that good enough point guard if Milwaukee's able to get it. Just saying.
Taking a shot at Eric Bledsoe, that's a bold move. All right. I think that Trae Young should unite with a former Sooner in the NBA. I'm not talking about Buddy Hield. His name's Blake Griffin, and he plays for the Detroit Pistons. Think about this. Blake Griffin and Trae Young in the pick and roll. Lob City's back if those two are on the same team. Andre Drummond on that team as well. 2 absolute stars in the post. He doesn't have to be the main guy. He just has to get it to them down low, shoot the 3, and he also has some young players around him on the perimeter that will help him as well. Luke Kennard, Reggie Bullock, some quality teammates, as well as those 2 stars down low. I think the Detroit Pistons, with Trae Young on that team, are a strong contender in the Eastern Conference. I think they are really, really good. Really good. Especially because LeBron's going to LA.
I just don't think they've got the guard. That's all I'm saying. That's a big assumption, too. It's 2 assumptions.
All right, guys. Well, I'm with Lewis. He has an audience question for you guys.
Hi, guys. Who is your pick for the national championship tonight?
Great question. Great question. I love that Villanova's going, but I'm going to go with the team that they'll be playing, and that's the Michigan Wolverines. I'm going to take a step out there. I think Michigan has been the best team since conference play. They dominated the Big 12, the Big 10 tournament, and they've dominated ever since they've been into March Madness tournament as well. And when you've got a guy like Mortiz Wagner and then Christian as well, these guys are so good. Christian Matthews, he's a great player. And then Mortiz, I mean, look at him. Look how dominant he is. Villanova is great offensively. Don't get me wrong. They're the best team offensively, but they are terrible when it comes to the defensive side of the basketball. Michigan is not. And last time I checked, Michigan's a top defensive team. And last time I checked, defense wins championships. So I'm going to pick the team that's going to play the defensive side of basketball, and that's going to be the Michigan Wolverines.
You know how you become a top team defensively? You play teams that aren't very good. The thing is, Villanova's played a whole bunch of really good teams, and they've beaten them down. This is the most dominant team in the tournament, shooting 42.3% from three, made 18 threes on Kansas, and they have continued to play top-notch competition. Alabama, West Virginia, Texas Tech, and then Kansas, and we all know how those games went. Villanova's going to win this game because, yes, Michigan has Mo Wagner, but the Nova Wildcats have Bridges, Brunson, DiVincenzo, so many stars, and Jay Wright's a pretty good coach. It's Villanova winning the national title tonight. It's going to happen.
Don't get me wrong.
It's going to happen.
I think that Michigan is very disciplined, unlike what Kansas was last week. So I think don't count Michigan
Just
out.
watch the Wildcats, baby.
3-point victory for Michigan.
I picked Villanova to win my bracket, but it would be fun to see an upset. I have to agree with you, Kenneth.
We've seen them all tournament.
That's true.
Watch stop now.
Well, guys, you've had 3 weeks to prepare for this viral video, so it better be a good one.
Okay, well, I talked about Michigan being the underdog. Let's talk about another underdog who had a game winner against UConn to get to the championship, women's, and then the same person hit another game winner pretty much in the same spot to win the national championship against Mississippi State. Let's see what she did, shall we? Well, you have Arike Agumbawale and corner three, final seconds, drain it. That's the victory. National champions right there. She did it against UConn and once again did it against Mississippi State. She's on a whole nother level. I mean, what person can say they did it against the best, probably the best organization in the country for the past 2 decades, and then go ahead and do it against Mississippi State as well in the national championship? Talk about clutch.
Yeah, it was a whole lot of fun to watch those 2 games, man.
Loved it.
Whole lot of fun. All right, my viral video is a 2-parter because I've had 3 weeks. 2-parter. There's this guy named Baker Mayfield. I think you guys remember him. He's a quarterback here for Oklahoma.
Never heard of him.
He sat down with a sidekick. Now, I don't know if you believe in any of this stuff, but this sidekick did not know him, and she hit the nail on the head a little bit. Take a look for part 1.
You are real high energy. You can usually run circles around people and get things done while they're just talking about us. This is the card that everybody's looking for today, and you've got it. And it shows you doing real well in your first season and a lot of good recognition and a lot of self-confidence.
What about wins? We win any games?
Well, it shows you doing real well. Yeah.
Now, that's part 1. I just show you that because she didn't know too much. But she also predicted not only where Baker Mayfield will be playing his NFL football career, she predicted him to win the big game. Sooner fans, get excited because she's calling her shot right now.
Arizona Cardinals.
I feel really good with this kid. Wherever he's going to end up going to the Super Bowl. I feel really good with him. Yeah. I don't know what year. I just say Super Bowl around this kid. He's awesome. Yeah.
Breaking news, if you believe in psychic abilities, Baker Mayfield is winning the Super Bowl, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone get excited, whether you believe it or not. Okay. If it all pans out, this is going to be pretty creepy, I got to be honest.
The fact that she's never seen Baker Mayfield, I highly disbelieve.
I don't know.
I don't believe it at all.
I just want to see it all pan out.
I'm just saying. She's got a TV, there's no doubt.
Well, I am no psychic, but I predict one of you is about to win face-off. So let's find out who it is. Time to vote. Cheer the loudest for who you think won face-off. Who thinks it was Kenneth? Yeah! How about Collin? I was right. Good job, Collin. Congratulations.
I'm back.
Well, we're going to take another break, but when we come back, we'll take a deep look at OU's Pro Day. Stay with us.
Special thanks to our cornerstone television partners, Chesapeake Energy, Riverwind Resort, Anheuser-Busch, OU Outreach, and OU Medicine.
Welcome back to Sooner Sports Pad. Back on March 14th, OU held its annual Pro Day. Several former Sooner football players demonstrated their skills in front of NFL scouts and coaches. Sooner Sports Pad's Tori Johnson gives us an in-depth look at the big event.
NFL executives came from far and wide to get a closer look at draft prospects like Baker Mayfield, Mark Andrews, and Orlando Brown Jr. But they got a pleasant surprise from some previously overlooked Sooners. Oklahoma hosted its 2018 Pro Day in the Siegfried Strength and Conditioning Center, the brand new building filled with officials from every NFL team to check out the OU DNA of 19 former Sooners to gauge their professional potential. The Cincinnati Bengals head coach Marvin Lewis was in attendance, as well as the New York Jets general manager Mike McCagnon. It was the Denver Broncos who sent a league high of 7 representatives, including their head coach Vance Joseph, Gary Kubiak, and general manager football legend John Elway.
What's it like having John Elway watch you throw?
Pretty surreal. Never would have thought that was going to be a thing.
Because Mayfield, Andrews, and Dimitri Flowers already made debuts at the NFL Combine, they skipped workouts, waiting to participate in the position session. But Orlando Brown Jr. came out to redeem his poor showing at the Combine, and he bounced back, improving in every category.
Just my mentality. It was, I just told myself no matter what happens, I'm going to go. And, I'm not a person that gets down on myself like I did at the Combine. I'm a person that perseveres, and, I think I showed that today.
But it was some unexpected Sooners who made waves on the stat sheet that day.
Guys like Jeff Badette and Devontae Lampkin, among others, showed that just because they didn't get an invite to the Combine doesn't mean they should be overlooked. They showed out in front of coaches, scouts, and former players, all with the help of their Sooner family.
Badette's unofficial 40 time of 4.27 was better than any official time at this year's Combine. Lampkin owned the bench press with 32 reps of 225. And Stephen Parker and Jordan Smallwood were solid with good numbers across the board.
There's no reason to be down. I looked at everything as just a positive outlook. I didn't get the Combine invite, so that's more time for me to go ahead and train, get my technique right, and making sure I'm ready to go for pro days.
It can be assumed that it was the Heisman winner who drew in most of the attention, as usual. In position workouts, he held it down, having 70 pass attempts, 62 of which were completions, only 7 uncatchables, and 1 drop pass.
I feel like I've put myself in a good spot here to, be considered the best quarterback in the draft. No matter the height question or people, question the character. I think these meetings have been great for me. So put myself in a good spot, and it's kind of interesting to think about, before the season they had me at a 3rd to 4th round grade, and now it's improved a little bit.
All the speculation and angst will come to an end later this month. The highly awaited NFL draft takes place April 26th through 28th. The futures of these Sooners are now out of their hands. Tori Johnson, Sooner Sports Pad.
Now let's hear from our guests, Sam Brown and Kelsey Bickerstaff.
All right! What's your name? You're Sam? What's your name?
Nice to meet you. Never seen y'all. I don't think we've seen y'all before.
I'm new.
Yes, you are. All right, just want to start it off. Just clear up some of the misconceptions about club sports that you've noticed throughout the years you've been here.
I don't know, like misconceptions. I mean, it's a lot more of a dedication than people think it is. I think, yes, I signed up to do it just for fun instead of like as a scholarship, but I mean, it's still a commitment to me, so, yeah.
Yeah, I think that it's a lot more competitive than people think. These are all players that could have played D2, D3 college soccer if they wanted to, but kind of chose to put in education instead, and that are still playing for fun. And even though it's fun, we have a lot of fun with what we do. It's still really competitive and really tough.
Mm-hmm. Great answers.
Now, for a little context, you play rugby, Kelsey, and you play soccer, Sam. So how do you balance going to practice and doing all those things with your club sports while also being a student and a journalist like us? And if you want to also answer how much fun it is to work with us, you can do that as well.
I've had better work experiences.
Cut his mic, please.
Can we get him off?
No,
I think one of the hockey players.
No, I think it kind of came with practice. I've been playing soccer since I was a little kid. I played it all through high school, and so you kind of get the sense of what it's like to play soccer, play high school soccer and club soccer, and balance schoolwork all at the same time. So the transition to college was actually a lot better for me than I expected because I kind of got those time management skills just right when I was young.
Yeah, for me, it's really just like staying busy. It gives me something to do instead of sitting around not doing nothing, and I wanted to do it to stay active and keep playing something. I mean, I never played rugby before, before I came here, but now it's a great thing to do, and I love it.
You know, you mentioned it when you played as a little kid as if you've grown up now. But I believe we have an audience question from Madeline.
That's right. Lewis has a question for the two of you.
Yes, what are your guys' pregame rituals?
Great question. In high school, it's actually funny. I used to always eat half a bag of Skittles before every game. Yeah! I'm not lying. I can't make it up. I can't make it up. I really did. I ate half a bag of Skittles.
Yeah,
what happens to the other half?
He saves it after the game. If they win, he eats it. If they lose, he gives it to someone else.
Too much sugar.
I would definitely throw up if I did that. That's gross. I really don't have a ritual. I mean, for rugby, most of it, we don't have like a single game. When we go in, we play like 6 or 7 games a whole day. So, I mean, I just drink my Pedialyte and keep playing.
All right, well, we're going to take a break, but don't go anywhere because Dynamic Duos is up next. Show, I asked Sam a series of questions, and now his friend Kelsey will attempt to answer them. So let's get started. Question number 1: who is Sam's favorite professional soccer player? Is it A, Cristiano Ronaldo, B, Luis Suarez, C, Neymar, or D, Lionel Messi?
Neymar! Messi. Lionel Messi.
Messi? Question number 2: if Sam could have one superpower, what would it be? Is it A, X-ray vision, B, invisibility, C, mind reading, or D, the ability to fly?
Invisibility.
Invisibility?
That was mine.
One more question. What is his favorite ice cream flavor? Is it A, chocolate chunk, B, strawberry, C, mint chocolate chip, or D, vanilla?
Vanilla!
Vanilla.
Vanilla? Oh!